Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Good Lord, Lorrie from the Turnpike Troubadours. Can't say I've ever heard anything from this band or group before. I'm not even really sure what kind of music they play, so going in totally blind here. But very excited, because that's the whole point of the channel. Let's learn some new music. Let's find out what else we like. So this does come as a request. As always, if you would like to request something, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to get to it. Alright, I'll stop talking. Let's listen. This is Good Lord, Lorrie, Turnpike Troubadours. I'm excited, as I said. Alright, let's go.
Lorrie lit a cigarette and smiled and waved the smoke out of her face. Well, her black hair brown from the summer sun, green eyes looked around the place. And she told me that she loved me, and I grinned and grabbed her hand and said, I know. Let's get from here now, darling. If we're going, let's go on and go. Well, Lorrie said her family used to have a little money, and they still act like they do. But your daddy don't think I'm fit to sit in the same room with you. And if I ever set foot in Sevier County, well, your brother said he'd break my jaw. But here I stand with a dark-haired daughter of Southwest Arkansas. And I've been learning that believing and the barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with loneliness, it's got down in my bones. I guess it's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all day long. Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? La, da, well, D Queen's dry, so I bought us both a bottle in downtown Broken Bow. Lorrie's got a buddy with a double-wide trailer, they were shaking dominoes. And I had good intentions, still I had too many, I was stupid, I suppose. You better put a little money where your mouth is, boy, try to keep it closed. And I've been learning that believing and the barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with loneliness, it's got down in my bones. I guess it's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all day long. Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? La, da, well, Lorrie said, I wonder what we ever went through all this trouble for. You ain't half of who I thought you was, and this ain't fun no more. And her words cut clean through drunk and dark and dimming doorway light. Well, I've had all I can handle, hope you're happy now, good night. Guess the folks were right. Guess the folks were right. Well, good night, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? Well, good night, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? La, da, 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 da.
I like that one a lot. That was very enjoyable. Just nice like folk music sound. I don't know if I would necessarily consider this country music. To me, it's more like I said, folk music, maybe even folk country if you want to go there. But yeah, just a very enjoyable sound, kind of cool to just jam out to and almost turn your brain off. And but still, I actually really enjoyed the lyrical content. So I'm not trying to say that it was just like not meaningful in any sort of way, but it was just a nice tune to just listen to and not think about and just enjoy. So yeah, this one was really good. I like this one a lot. So, as always, we are going to break it down. We're going to talk about each part. Let's start with those lyrics. I do have a little bit of information here. It says, Evan Felker paints a familiar picture of a roller coaster ride relationship with a couple Oklahoma rebels. Lorrie is a recurring character in the group's songs. That's kind of cool. Again, I don't know anything about this artist. Never heard them before, so this is totally new information to me. But here we go. Lorrie lit a cigarette and smiled and waved the smoke out of her face. With her black hair brown from the summer sun, green eyes looked around the place, and she told me that she loved me, and I grinned and grabbed her hand and said, I know. Very Han Solo of you, by the way. Let's get from here now, darling. If we're going, let's go on and go. So yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool girl he meets, falls in love right away, that kind of thing. Well, Lorrie said her family used to have a little money, and they still act like they do. Well, your daddy don't think I'm fit to sit in the same room with you, and if I ever set foot in Sevier County, well, your brother said he'd break my jaw, and here I stand with the dark-haired daughter of Southwest Arkansas. I love that. It's very almost poetic writing in a sense, and I just love the lyrics so far. Very interesting to me. It conjures up that sort of boomer humor where like, oh, if you want to date my daughter, here's my shotgun. It's going to be pointed in your face or whatever, right? So dad doesn't like him. The brother doesn't like him. They're going to break his jaw if he comes around here, basically. But, I think it's a uniquely Southern thing, perhaps. And I've been learning that believing and that barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with the loneliness. It's got down in my bones, I guess. It's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all along. Ooh, this is interesting. And I've been learning that believing and that barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. So it sounds like he's someone who really isn't very fortunate, right? He's barely breaking even, and that's perhaps why the family of Lorrie doesn't seem to like him, because again, they once had money, so they think they're kind of better than everybody else or what have you, whereas this guy, he maybe doesn't have the best job, or he maybe doesn't even have a job. He's just barely breaking even. And I've been living with the loneliness. It's got down in my bones, I guess. It's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all along. Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you. Could it go more wrong? Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you. Could it go more wrong? So I think this is him confessing, like, yeah, I love you too. But everything else around us is falling apart. Like our relationship itself is falling apart. Well, D Queen's dry, so I bought us both a bottle in downtown Broken Bow. D Queen, Arkansas is where Lorrie is from. Broken Bow, Oklahoma is where Felker is originally from. Since D Queen is in a dry county, he's buying alcohol in a town where it's available. Okay, well, D Queen's dry. It's dry, like a dry county. It's D Queen's dry, so I bought us both a bottle in downtown Broken Bow. So going elsewhere to get your alcohol. Again, one of those like uniquely and strangely like American Southern things. Some counties are dry, some counties are wet. It's a whole thing. Lorrie's got a buddy with a double-wide trailer. They were shaking dominoes, and I had good intentions till I had too many. I was stupid, I suppose. You better put a little money where your mouth is, boy, and try to keep it close. So, there's some gambling and drinking, who hasn't been there before? And I've been learning that believing and barely breaking even, it's just a part of life for you and me. And I've been living with the loneliness I've got down in my bones, I guess. It's got down in my bones, I guess. It's just another phase of being free. And I've been learning how to lose a thing I never laid a hand on all along. Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you. Could it go more wrong? Well, good Lord, Lorrie, I love you. Could it go more wrong? Well, Lorrie said, I wonder what we ever went through all this trouble for. You ain't half of who I thought you was, and this ain't fun no more. And her words cut clean through drunk and dark and dim in doorway light. Well, I've had all I can handle. Hope you're happy now. Good night. Guess her folks were right. Guess her folks were right. So it's a very tragic ending to this love story, where they meet, they instantly fall in love. Of course, the family doesn't agree. They go through all these kind of things, and then eventually, it does end up leading to the breakup. And something kind of makes you think, like, man, maybe her family was right all along. Maybe I wasn't good enough for her. You know what I mean? So yeah, very interesting there in the lyrics. And then, of course, they finish off with the chorus, well, good night, Lorrie, I love you, could it go more wrong? So, yeah, I actually really like this song. The lyrics told a very cohesive story, in like 3 parts, the meeting, the falling in love, and then, of course, the fallout. So, just narratively a good song lyrically. Some of the writing was very creative. And really caught my attention. I give it 2 big thumbs up on the lyrics. As far as the instrumentation goes, it was fine. I think the guitar was fine. The other strings, I think the fiddle perhaps was fine. Everything else was good. To me, nothing really stood out. Like, yeah, it was a very enjoyable song, very easy to kind of chill and relax to and just listen to. But with that came just sort of this like bass line. Nothing really stood out. Sort of just like, I don't want to say mediocre or boring, because it certainly wasn't, but it just wasn't very, I think, interesting, different, or new. It was just a nice, like, folk tune, which, again, I'm not faulting at all. I think for what it's worth and for what they're trying to achieve here in the song, it totally worked for me. So I definitely can't give it any sort of negative marks. I feel like if they maybe would have been a little bit more creative with it, maybe a little more unique, perhaps I'd rate it even higher. But for me, I'd give it like a 1.5. I think it was just an enjoyable listen. The singer sounded great, the instruments sounded great, but again, nothing too risky or out there or different to really make me want to come back to the instrumentation specifically. Like, there's nothing in the song that's going to make me want to say, oh, I want to hear this song for the guitar or for this part. I think the song is well made overall, but, like I said, just maybe not interesting enough to really say, like, oh, it blew me away. But again, with that, it's still very enjoyable. The song doesn't have to blow me away to be an enjoyable piece of music. So with that said, it has a very high replay value. I feel like I definitely want to listen to this again. I want to put it on my playlist. I want to listen to it when I'm just kind of in a mood to chill, sit back, relax, listen to some music. This is one of those songs that I think will get a lot of playtime during that sort of moment in life. So for me, I gave it a high replay value. I give it 2 thumbs up there. I really enjoyed it. It was a great piece of music. So overall, I like this one a whole lot. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. I'd really be interested to hear more from these guys and girls and whoever else is in the band, this group, I should say. But I don't think I've had any other requests for this group. So please, in the comments, let me know what else I should listen to by them. I'd be happy to check out more. If you enjoyed the music, definitely support the artist. Go listen to the music wherever you can. If you want to support me, actually before that, one place you should be able to find them is in my Spotify playlist. It has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. It's in the description below. Go check it out. Now, if you want to support me, just do all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.